So I saw Across the Spider-Verse, a movie in cinemas.
I saw it too.
Great.
It was so good. I loved it.
It was so freaking good. I love Into the Spider-Verse, the first one. I've seen it a billion times. I think I watched it 3 times in cinemas alone and then watched it a million more times. This movie might be even better or maybe not. I don't know. I'm obsessed with it. I love it. I will say, though, I wish someone had told me that it would end on a cliffhanger. So I'm telling you, the listener, that it ends on a cliffhanger and that the next one is out next year. And I don't mind when things end on a cliffhanger. I just like to know.
I kind of loved it, but I knew going in that was
yeah, I just like to know. I feel like I wouldn't have been as weirded out by it. Because in the theater, I was like, I wasn't literally looking at my watch, but I was like proverbially looking at my watch. And I was like, they're not going to wrap this up. Like a lot is occurring.
That's what I was wondering. Because there comes a point where it's like, oh, we're working toward a cliffhanger here. This is not all going to get tied up because I've been here for 2.5 hours.
Yeah, I was more just like overwhelmed and like worried. I was like, are they going to try to tie this up in a neat way? Like, that sounds terrible. Like, they're going to whiff this. And then it just ends. And I was like, okay, I'm kind of relieved, but also surprised because I
great
didn't
ending
know it was
too.
happening.
It is a great ending.
Like,
they pulled a Matrix 2
killer cliffhanger.
Yeah, well, hopefully a slightly more accessible and understandable plot than The Matrix 2. But I really dug it. It's also like a movie about making movies and a story about telling stories. And I'm always way, way into that kind of thing. I really like it when the characters have the chance to be like, what's up with stories, man? I guess we like telling them and like having specific beats that we do in our lives that relate to who we are as a person. And isn't that weird? And the characters all kind of have that as their arc, each of them in their own way. And I loved it. Across the Spider-Verse, go see it. It's incredible. The music, the animation. It's so good.
I loved it.
Awesome.
Lord and Miller, they wrote this anyways. The creators of the Lego movie then made this. And this is very in that lineage where it's kind of about the thing that it's about, where the characters are sort of self-aware in the same way that Into the Spider-Verse was.
And they're all kind of aware of comic books as a concept, like just off screen. It's really neat. Good movie.
It is artistically bananas to underline that. Like, the artists were let off the chain in this movie. It is like there are sequences where it's not for any reason. It's just like people are having an emotional reaction and it literally becomes abstract art behind them. And the character is just standing there while like colors and shapes move around to illustrate how they're feeling. And it almost feels like a music video. It's so visually incredible and overwhelming. I want to see it again tomorrow just because I need more time to process everything that's happening on screen.
Yeah, it's incredible. It also has so many jokes that I've like seen people tweeting that I'm like, I missed that because it's so full of
the little text things on the screen that pop up there for 2 seconds and it's like something and I'm like, wait, I couldn't even read that because there's 8 other visual jokes happening at the same time.
It's great stuff. So that has been another episode of our show. I'm gonna go create a sorceress, I guess, and